It's one of the most feared machines on the battlefield. A 70-ton behemoth of weaponry, sheathed in top-secret, nearly impenetrable armor. The M1 Abrams tank. And wait until you see what it takes to build one. The job starts in a junkyard. Includes a violent strip-down. An amazing transformation that turns scrap metal into the U.S. Army's top gun.
Okay, Tommy, easy. Oh, right there.
Lock and load. Its ultimate factories, the M1 tank. Enemies feel its approach before they hear it. Once it locks onto a target, there's nowhere to hide.
Hard adjust. On the way.
The M1 Abrams tank. Because its design is so sophisticated, its firepower so devastating, its speed so great, the U.S. Army calls it the tip of the spear, a weapon system that revolutionized modern ground warfare. The M1 boasts top-secret armor so dense, it's never been penetrated by an enemy tank shell. A 1,500-horsepower jet engine that's so powerful, it propels the M1 at speeds topping 45 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest tanks in the world. Its 19-foot cannon launches shells at 5 times the speed of sound and can destroy targets 2 miles away. An advanced thermal imaging system so sensitive, it can detect the heat signature of an enemy vehicle behind a sand dune. In 1991, all of these capabilities are put to the test in Kuwait when the M1 leads one of the swiftest and most decisive invasions in military history. But the M1's most amazing ability is this. It can be reclaimed from the scrap heap. The U.S. Army has not made a new M1 from scratch since 1993. Instead, they rebuild and upgrade all M1s from the inside out. A complex process that takes place inside 2 mammoth factories. The first tears them down and refurbishes their components. The second puts them back together again, better than new. Phase 1 begins here at a factory called the Anniston Army Depot in the state of Alabama. Most armaments degraded to this degree are only good for the junkyard. But in 10 months, this would-be scrap metal will evolve into battle-ready, state-of-the-art weapon systems.
We do a total disassembly, total overhaul, insert modifications, new technologies, and then reassemble and test to like new standards.
Rebuilding an M1 requires some big digs. The Anniston factory covers 25 square miles, 266 miles of roadway, 2,647 employees, and 2,100 buildings. Think of Anniston as a chop shop, a very big chop shop. And the first step for any chop shop, the breakdown. Overhauling an M1 is a tad more involved than giving the family car a tune-up. It requires 4 months, 3,000 workers, tons of heavy equipment, and 2 immense assembly lines, all dedicated to one thing: tearing apart multi-million-dollar tanks. The first thing to go? The turret. An M1 is actually 2 machines in one. On top, the 29-ton turret. It rotates 360 degrees, carries 3 of the 4 tank crew, and serves as a mount for all the M1's weapons, including the 120mm main gun. Below, the 41-ton hull houses the driver, the 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine, 6 fuel tanks that hold 505 gallons, and 2 5,000-pound, 50-foot-long tracks. Separating these 2 massive machines is going to take more than a little elbow grease. It's going to take this monster. This ceiling-mounted crane handles 30-ton loads. That's as much as 2 buses. Once the turret is airborne, crew members carefully maneuver it over a transport dolly. If the operator makes one false move, these guys could be toast.